So if you're finally ready to have an abundance mindset, get rid of the scarcity, live your biggest life, and exit survival mode, this is the video for you. Let's go.
Welcome to the Shawnee Show. Here we go with your iconic host, Shawnee Priestley. This is the show all about becoming the dream version of yourself, increasing your income, manifesting the dreamiest partners, and elevate your entire existence. And now, your host, Shawnee Priestley.
Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Shan. Okay, so it's Monday, so I have my hot yoga. We are establishing a new flow, and I'm thinking that Monday videos will be super direct and to the point, kind of like last Monday's video where it was like, I think 10 to 13 minutes long, and it just gave you exactly what you needed like that. That's how these videos are going to be, and then the Friday videos will be more detailed, longer, everything you guys love. Okay, some of you guys like the short ones, and some of you guys like the long ones, and then some of you guys love both. Y'all like the mixture, so I'm gonna give it to you, right? And I feel like when it's topics like this, the best thing is short, sweet delivery, okay? Because I want you to get this. So for today's video, we're gonna talk about getting rid of a scarcity mindset, exiting survival mode, and creating an abundance mindset. Okay, I'm gonna give you the frameworks in order for this to be possible for you. And if at the end of this video you feel hella fucking inspired, you may want to join the girlfriend portal, because we're breaking down pieces of this at an extensive level. Okay, here's a view of some of the things that are just waiting for you inside. Now, first things first, okay, you need to recognize that survival mode has various triggers, but a lot of times it comes from relationship conflicts, job problems, or family crises, or simply the way you were raised, and just the way your limiting beliefs were set up in the essence of spending money or living a certain type of lifestyle or staying within a budget or being frugal or whatever. All of those things are limiting, right? And the biggest thing that you need to understand about creating an abundance mindset and exiting survival mode is that you become limitless once you exit that mode, right? A big shift for me was understanding like, you're not in survival mode. It was a checking for myself. And for me, a checking in the essence of hustle. So it's like, I have always been a person who, when it comes to entrepreneurship, like I'm a true entrepreneur. Like, girl, I will put in the work. I will stay up all night. I will da-da-da-da-da-da. And at one point in time, that's what made entrepreneurship, like that was what the definition was for me. You know, that person is willing to stay up, that person is willing to get it out the mud, that person is willing to sacrifice time and certain things in order to get this done so they can live the bigger life later on. That is what a true entrepreneur was to me. Not realizing that I was really an entrepreneur in survival mode, right? And getting to the space of where you're not worried about any bills. You can go and buy whatever you want. You can leave the fucking country tomorrow if you feel like it. It's a massive fucking framework shift in your mental, because it's like almost like you're not even present with the experience at first. At first, it's kind of like, holy shit, I'm living. And you almost like, when you're living, you realize like, wow, holy shit. And I've had so many moments since at least like 2022. Like, I could have been exited survival mode in 2022, but personally, honestly, I didn't exit survival mode until 2023. And I didn't even understand that I was in that energy. And it wasn't so much as a scarcity mindset for me. I've never had a scarcity mindset. I've been living in the sky since 2021. But it's more so a limit that I would always put on myself with every single thing. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was exposed to new levels and could have more, there was always some type of limit I placed on myself. Even when I used to say things like, I want to make 30K a month. I want to make 30K a month. I want to make 30K a month, right? And then 20K a month rolled around, and it's like, well, shit, that was easy. So why the fuck am I pressing myself to get to the 30K mark? You know what I'm saying? So it's really like a mindset shift, because once I let go of, I have to make this amount, the money started flowing, and I didn't have to think twice about where it was coming from. You know, so a lot of the things that people don't understand, it's like, it's not a shift within your environment that changes for you to exit that mindset. It's a shift within you. You feel different. You see things different. You show up different once you're moving in the essence of, I love this. I love this, but I'm not doing this because I have to do this, right? Changes everything. It changes the flow within business. I feel like I'm always talking about Anna in videos, but I talk to Anna a lot because Anna is one of my limitless clients in a 12-month mentorship. And the thing with Anna is, like, we were talking today, and she's been able to make shifts in her cleaning business. That's the business she had when we first started working together. But Anna does not belong in a cleaning business. Like, she might be a great CEO of it, but it's very difficult to be a successful business owner when you're not passionate about the brand itself, especially when you're driven through social contact, right? So it's like you want to be able to show up for your brands in the capacity of things that light your soul on fire. And I feel like I don't know when I did this, maybe it was on live or something, in some kind of video, go look, it's on my channel. But it was about do what lights your soul on fire, right? And honestly, I'm telling y'all, I can't remember. I don't think, actually it's not a YouTube video. This was a special training with one of my groups. So going back though, it's all about doing things that light your soul on fire. It's all about doing things that make you feel like, oh my God, I feel so happy that somebody's gonna see this and it's gonna impact their fucking life, right? If you done your research in the essence of being in the next level membership and have heard me discuss knowing your wants, like in the essence of what you want and why you want those specific things, and that back end reason needing to be a reason that you can use to impact more of the world, right? It allows you to line up quicker with your manifestations. All of those things play a massive role, but it's going to be difficult if you're doing something because you have to do it versus you're doing something because you want to. Okay, so that's the first thing I want y'all to know about the scarcity mindset thing. Okay, a lot of those things come from triggers from the things that you've experienced, relationships, like I said, the impact of when you're growing up, job issues, so like things happening within the job, and then of course family crises. If you're a person who, I thank God that I had a wonderful mother. Okay, never had one for shit, but I know some people did. And the thing is, when you come from that background, you have even more limiting beliefs to tap into because you've always been in survival mode. If you've always had to look out for yourself, so it's a lot harder to break that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone has it. Everybody has a certain level of a survival mode that they need to break in order to get to their next level. But it's very different when you're a person who's been raising yourself for a long time. So I always say, if you're one of those people, give yourself more grace along your journey, but understand that it is 100% possible for you as well. The next one is exploring childhood traumas will help you identify contributing factors to your survival mode. So I didn't really have childhood trauma. Like, I feel like I have trauma, but I didn't have like nothing drastic happen to me as a child. You know, I never had any opportunities or things where I saw my mom couldn't get what she needed or I couldn't have what I needed, you know. My mom always raised us in the essence of hard work in order to have what you wanted, you know. Like, example, I had to get a scholarship, and I didn't have to get a scholarship, but me getting a scholarship allowed me to get a new car. You know what I mean? So it's like certain things like that was kind of like my upbringing, but I didn't have any specific childhood trauma things. I probably experienced trauma like in the essence of maybe being made fun of because I was different from everybody, or I was taller than everybody, or like little shit like that. But as far as limiting beliefs, I feel like I did have limiting beliefs, more so based around not even frugality, because I can remember going on vacation, like, on vacation we splurge, you know, but I feel like I live a life full of splurge. Like, there is no limit. There's no limit. If I want it, I'm in that moment, I'm not gonna think twice about it. I'm gonna do it. Because the thing that people need to understand about energy, and this goes for everything. Say you're on a diet, right? You've been doing so good, and today you decide to eat a fucking cinnamon bun, right? If you sat there and you feel like shit about eating that cinnamon bun is gonna negatively affect your results. But if you sit there and you feel good about that cinnamon bun, and you feel like you deserve that cinnamon bun because you've been doing everything else right, and today you want to splurge a little bit, that cinnamon bun is not going to hurt you, right? But that's the power of your thoughts. That's the power of your thinking. That's the power of being present with yourself in opportunities and experiences. You direct the energy at all times, but it's up to you to understand how to navigate the energy in a way that's going to benefit you, right? So going back, childhood traumas or triggers, they identify patterns. So for me, it was always stay safe. Like, you know what I mean? It was always play it safe, play it safe, play it safe. When naturally in spirit, I'm not a play it safe type. I'm a skate on the edge type of girly, okay? And I had to really understand that. And the thing that play it safe shit came from my mom. And that's just kind of how she is. And she doesn't know where me and my little brother get that fuck it, we vibing on the edge energy from. But obviously we get it from her because duh. But I think it's like we're living as her like inner fierce self, or like her younger fierce self, like we living that out, you know? But I feel like now we kind of expose her to new things as well. And I think it's super important that one, you humanize your parents. So many of y'all put your parents on this like crazy ass pedestal. And of course, I 100% put my mom on the pedestal in the essence of being the woman that raised me to be the woman that I am today. But in retrospect, I also see her as very much a human being, okay? I also know that she gains things from some of the things that like I teach her. So it's one of those things where you got to humanize those experiences. So one big tip for you specifically, if you have triggers or traumas or things that you might feel limited to that you learned from people in your upbringing, you want to make sure that you address those particular things, and you want to make sure that you tap into what you believe in and what aligns with you and what feels natural to you, because it could be different than what you were brought up in, and it could be your job to teach somebody else something that's going to benefit them, you know? I remember I was at this networking event, and this one guy, my friend, like I think I said this on live, he always asking people like, what's your why, man? He's like, what's your why, man? And it was just like such a deep fucking question, and you could tell the guy wasn't expecting the question. And he basically was like, I just want to prove everybody wrong. I want to prove everybody in my family wrong, you know? And it was a lot of sadness and like kind of hurt in his response. Like, I'm tired of fucking being the underdog was the energy of it, right? And so I just kind of just threw my little, you know, dashy gems in there. And I was like, I totally feel you, but sometimes you might have to be the conduit for your family. You know, you might be the one that's meant to break the generational curse and put everybody onto a new way of living. And like, I could literally see his energy like shift when I say that, or when I said that, because it's like, he's like, yeah, actually, maybe, you know what I'm saying? So rather than think of it like you have something to prove, or rather than think of it as you're the underdog and you're not respected, or you got whatever, like, you know, that macho fucking energy, no, be a conduit of love. Okay, be a conduit of, I did this and you can do it too. Because you're going to get a lot further within that energy rather than being in the energy of feeling like you have to prove yourself to anybody. Because if you do that, you're going to continue to seek validation. Okay? The next one is expressing your emotions and being vulnerable with yourself. The one thing I say, I learned so much. I know I do this to my clients too. So it's always so funny when I'm in my own sessions with my mentor and I realize certain things. But she asks questions that make you think in the moment. Like, damn, that's a deep ass question. Or damn, that makes so much sense. It's always so many damn that makes so much sense moments with her, right? And she also causes you to think about things on a different level, you know? So I can remember we had a 4-hour mastermind this past weekend, which was fucking incredible, okay? Invest in a mentor, even if your mentor is me, okay? But invest in a mentor. And the first question she came in with was, what are you doing that you don't fuck with? Like, you know, she worded it a little different, even though she would say that. But like, what are you doing within your business or within your brand that you just don't fuck with? What are you not feeling anymore? You know? And it was just like a time for us all to just be like, you know what? And the way she said it, actually, was like, what are you gonna stop doing? And all of us was just like in this fucking spew of like, I'm finna stop doing this and 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 this. We going the fuck in. You know what I mean? And it just made me realize, fuck, okay? The same way you express your feelings on a personal level, you need to express your feelings on a business level. Where are you not showing up in the capacity for your clients the way you really want to show up? What can you remove? What can you add in? What do they need? How present do you need to be? How present do you want to be? Like, it's so many different fucking questions that came along with that initial fucking, what are you about to stop doing, you know? And my thing here is I want you to start expressing your emotions more. You know, even if it's just you journaling. One thing I've been teaching my clients as well, journal to release, but also journal because if you're a person, which 9 times out of 10 is a good chance you are if you're watching me, okay? Who's meant to impact the world. You impact the world through your stories and experiences, right? And sometimes life can become so fucking much that you forget things that happen. Like, I genuinely probably forgot half the shit that happened in 2021 that was epic as fuck. You know what I mean? Because it's just not who I am anymore. It's not within this self-identity. So I don't feel like it's priority for me to put my energy into that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or talk about that. But I could end up doing something later on in life where that story is super relevant and helping me talk about whatever it is I want to talk about. you know? So take notes, journal, and express yourself more, because the more present you are with yourself and your feelings and your impact, the more it will shift the way you navigate your life, right? You may realize that you have limiting beliefs about certain things and the way certain things are supposed to go from someone else, and that one thing could be the thing stopping you from exiting survival mode. That one thing could be the thing that shifts your mindset totally in the aspects of looking at money differently. That one thing. Okay, so express yourself more. The fourth thing, I think this is the fourth thing I want you to understand, is isolation, right? Isolation typically happens during survival mode, and it's typically a way for you to easily see you're in survival mode. Now, it's very difficult for me explaining this to you as an entrepreneur and just as a feminine woman, because it's a lot of times that you do need to spend a lot with just yourself. You need to be very good and very comfortable with just being with yourself, right? But at the same time, it's a certain level of isolation that happens when you're in survival mode. And I want y'all to think of survival mode from a different perspective. Don't think of survival mode as like you're going to die or you're going to be put out or you're whatever. It's survival mode as an essence of energy. I'm moving in this like fighting for my life energy. With survival mode, when in essence, when you're in your feminine energy, you're meant to flow. Everything is cyclic, circular. Okay, we're in flow. We're not in A to B or B to C or D to E. Like, we're not doing all that, right? So I want you to understand the isolation that comes along with it is the thing that you don't want. You don't want to be so isolated and so within yourself that you can't even share it with other people, especially if you're building a brand. This is when hiring and outsourcing becomes super difficult, because you are isolated to the place of like, I can navigate all of these things by myself because this is how I got my ship going. And when it's time to park that ship and to let new passengers along the board as your team members for that ship, it's very difficult, because it's like, well, I've been isolating over here and doing what I'm doing over here, and now I have to fucking tell them what I want done, right? And you'll almost see it as an inconvenience, you know? Like, I can remember when I first hired my assistant, and shout out to Lindsay, okay? Because she's so patient with me. And she was definitely the perfect person. But when I first hired her, she like sent me this list of all these things. I'm like, oh my fucking gosh. Like, I actually could benefit from all these things on this list. But then when I started going through the list, I'm like, actually, no, I want to do that. Then I was like, I want to do that too. I'm like, actually, I don't want her to do that yet. Like, you know, versus like now, hell no. I'd be like, Lindsay, babe, I need put the damn task list up so I can make sure that the task list is right. Like, I mean, baby, you know what I'm saying? But it's because I'm no longer in survival mode. So I'm just handing tasks. Here, Linz, I need your help with this, babe. Okay? I'm training her to be able to train other people. Like, that's where we are. You know what I'm saying? But I used to be the isolation girly. My mom can vouch. Janae can vouch. Everybody can vouch. That's how I navigated the most. Even with Janae. So I haven't talked about it in detail. But I think y'all kind of peeped that Janae lives here now. And she moved here for multiple reasons. But like, one major reason was her helping me with my brand and my business, because things started moving so fast that, one, I needed somebody that I could trust and never have to second guess. And two, all these experiences, like, I don't want to really experience them without my best friend. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm being invited to crazy shit. And it's like, obviously, because I'm invited, she's invited. Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's now networking and building her own thing. She's doing a lot of different things in the background for like our friends' businesses and different stuff like that. And she's helping me navigate certain things as well. And like, that shit is so important. But at one point, I wouldn't have been in a place of like, hey, friend, I need your help. Because it's like, I felt like I could do it all on my own. And that's a part of that survival mode energy that you have to let go of, you know? So shout out to my best friend, because one, she helps me with everything, and two, we get to live our biggest life, you know? And it's just incredible to do it with the person that you, like, this was my best friend in college. Like, we played volleyball together. Like, I know a lot of y'all know the story, but like, that's how we met. I genuinely believe I went to Tuskegee for a semester and played volleyball to meet her, because I have nothing else to say. In the format of Tuskegee, you would never know I went there unless I just talk about it, you know? But the whole point is like getting out of that space of feeling like you have to be isolated and you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to. That's the energy of survival mode. No more of that, right? Okay. And then the last thing is making sure you develop a plan that will help you identify steps to improve your situation and reduce reliance on being in survival coping mechanisms. So like, one survival coping mechanism that I have is staying up all fucking night. I'm finally breaking that. Sometimes I don't even have shit to do, but my body just doesn't even want to go to sleep. And it's weird, because I also go through spaces of I'm up at 7 in the morning. Girl, sometimes I will go to bed at 4 and be up at 7. Okay, yeah, that's not healthy, right? But that's like part of old coping mechanisms that I used to do. Like, it doesn't even feel right to do anymore because I'm not in that space. I'm not in any way. Like I told you in the last video, I'm not worried about anything. And this is like the first time in my life that I ain't never been worried about anything. It's always something in the background, you know, but nothing, you know what I mean? And being in that space, one, this is the most beautiful place to be, but like, when I really break down what I did to get here, it really was following a plan and almost not staying in survival mode, but doing what I had to do until I could get to a place of breathing and focusing on me. Because what needed to happen wasn't necessarily things within the business or the brand. It was within me. I had to get to a different place internally. I had to open myself up to see what the fuck was really going on around me, how things were changing, the impact I was making with my coaching, the way I was showing up for myself, the environments I was being invited to and welcomed into here in Miami, the fucking like opportunities, the boldness, like just the next level. I had to really get in with, I had to shift my self-concept internally first in order to get to the place of easily looking at survival mode. Like, how was I ever there? You know what I mean? So yeah. Wow, I fucking felt like this video was incredible. Oh my gosh, I really did. I really did. And I know that it's gonna impact someone that watches it. This shit was supposed to be 10 minutes and it's 21. So you know what? I'm just gonna just show up for videos and just talk until it fucking doesn't make sense, okay? So either way, I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, if you're really ready to exit survival mode and live your biggest fucking life, you need to join the girlfriend portal, okay? The application link is below in the description box. We're going to be talking heavily about the girlfriend portal in April. Some very iconic shit coming to that space. My top 2 collective spaces at this point are the girlfriend portal and the Dream Girl Collective. Okay, I do have a free masterclass coming too. And I'll be dropping the announcement on that across Instagram and here over the next week, so you can lock in the date. You do not want to miss my masterclass. If you attended the last one, there were over 230 signups and there were at least 100 people live on it, and it was 90 people still on it till the very end of a 2-hour freaking training. So iconic shit, girly. Okay, so either way, I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you take these gems and make use of them, because I want you to be dancing in Goddess Girl world with me. Okay, see you later.